Hello, everybody. Welcome to What is the most important thing that you have learned in your life? We have Luigi with ourselves. Welcome, Luigi. We are so happy.
Welcome to you, also to you, Muhammad. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. And what would you like to respond to this question? What is the most important thing that you have learned in your life?
It's not such a little question that you posed to me, but you know, the most important thing at the end, when you start to think, is I can tell you, the need to be open. It's not very easy because you know, daily life sometimes it stresses you, but I can tell you that when you are open, something happens. Like when you are really open regarding yourself, not only for the others, because first you have to start with you. When you are open, everything seems to be more clear. First for yourself, and when you clarify for yourself, the flow, somebody called the flow goes from you to the other, to the world, to the people around you. No matter which kind of language, which kind of culture. Maybe other people in the beginning is not so open, but when you are open, you strongly going on with this, at the end, good thing happen. This, I mean, could be question of time with somebody realize more this more before, somebody takes more time because culture, because thinking, because social links, because cultural links. But if you're really strong and going on to be open, at the end, you enlight the world around you.
Open mean to you exactly? What do you define open or to be open?
What I can tell you, open for me doesn't mean to accept the light and the shadow. This is something that I really believe. Everybody of us, fortunately, has a shadow, because we are human. And so with all the links that we have, educationally, culturally, somebody of us can have a different structure of the reality. But in some way you realize after that open doesn't mean to accept. For me, I can tell you, the word that I have in mind is to accept shadow, beauty, and don't be afraid to show your beauty, and don't be afraid to show your shadow. First to yourself. So it will be much more easier to go with the people with the open hand, with open hand and open heart.
Yes, that's very good. That's great to be open. And how did you learn this in your life? What happened exactly that you come up with this idea? Oh, let's be open.
I want to tell you what came in my mind. Was a kind of, I can say, I can now I could define a strategy. I'm not so young. I past part of my life. So, and I want to tell you just a few examples. When I go abroad, for example, I always ask to somebody, to the first people who can speak, 3 words. 3 words. I will do the same with you after, at the end of the interview, because When I go in a country, I say, how in this place you say, good day? How in this country you say, there is no problem? And how you say, how are you? This is really a method that I have. I write down, especially when I was in China. I still remember because in China, for example, when I went to China, somebody in Peking, Beijing, they told me that in China, I hope you will have some Chinese speaking with you. I confirmed. I still remember the word was "chelema." Doesn't mean have you like to say good day. You have the translation. We can say, "Did you eat well in this morning?" Because just to say hello, they say, "Did you have a good breakfast?" It's our chelema. And when you arrive in a place, you start to speak immediately with their language. The real risk that you have is to catch a big smile on the face of the people, because the people realize that you are in their country. I mean, really, I write down. I can tell you one history about this if I have the time. I went to Maldives Island. Maldives, you know, Maldives Island. And there was in the Maldives, one woman, I was asking, how you say good day in Maldives? He say, I still remember, I can tell you that this is something happened 20 years ago. I still remember because I wrote, because I have to write this and to study in the night to repeat. Rangalo Endune is a good day. Rangalo Endune. I was in the airport queuing between hundreds of people. There was a policeman passing through just right up the lane. The policeman looked at me, airport policeman, and I say, Rangalu and Dune. So this guy stopped, looked at me, and went. After there was, you know, the custom when they check the passport. And when I arrived there, there was 50 people before me. I didn't realize there was a man calling me with a hand like this. And everybody was turning around. Who is calling this man? Who is calling in the queue? So, and after there was a man with the policeman. And so I realized, I started to do, it's me. And they started. So I went there. They called me from the line. And this man very seriously looked at me. You say one thing to my colleague, Rangalu and Dune. Why, how you know this word? Because in Maldives, you know, a lot of people from a Western country, they know any language, any French, English, Italian, German, and so on. And so I just say, I remember, I'm in your country. I have to say something just in form of respect to you. I have to know just one word of your country. Is your country. I'm a guest here. So this man checked my passport. He was serious in the beginning. Started laughing a lot. And he left me pass up to the people who was before me. And you know, the trouble for me was that I have to tell to everybody because I was looking like the worldwide drug dealer, because they get me from the queue, you know. I was explaining just, I mean, I don't want to stress you too much about this history, but when you go in different country, don't bring your structure. Try to be open to learn. For example, I'm Italian. I can tell you one thing, I'm Italian. And you know, Italian kitchen is quite known around the world. I never eat Italian outside my country, because for me, if you invite me in Iran, I will eat only Farsi food. I can tell you, Muhammad, I'm really curious about this. I really like to do like this. It's not a force for me. Of course, I like the Italian kitchen, but I like also to to match with the other people, to see the face when we eat together the food that the people start to study me to say, let me see if the Italian eat this kind of food, I really, this, sorry if I'm a bit too long, but this is, for me, is a way to be open, also in the practical way, to be open to new culture, to know people, to match with people. The ground where we are is the same for everybody, and the sun is the same for everybody, and the sky is the same for everybody. This is quite simple for me, very easy to accept.
That's very good. You mentioned very good about your memories, to be open to every culture and
It's
everything.
it's not always easy, you know, because after there are, you know, the world is not so calm sometimes, you know, around the, but I think the revolution started before from everybody of us inside. These are the strong revolution. We can't ask to the other. We have to be the change that we want to be and to see in the world. Somebody more important than me was saying this. Yes.
And how can people achieve this openness? What do you think people can do?
I can say accepting our mistake.
Yes.
Through mistake, we learn. And after to think about this, not to repeat, maybe to repeat another time, okay. Maybe to repeat more, but always to have a glance in why we do this kind of mistake. I mean, this is already, you know, be the change that you want to see in the world, be the change. And so we have to start from ourselves, everybody of us, me, you, everybody of us. This is the common language that must be. Everybody can be wrong, but everybody have to think about this. This is something that I really believe in this.
Yes, yeah. That's very good. That's great. And is there anything else that you would like to mention about openness, about the last word that you would like to mention for people who are watching you?
Be aware, be aware, be aware, and so just be aware.
I really appreciate for your presence. It was really great to have you this session. I'd really like to be open. That's something that helps us to connect to each other and have rapport. And as you mentioned in your memory, the word in that language helps you to connect to another person.
Yeah, yeah, yes. I really believe this. You know, it's not all the time. It's not so easy because we have a bad day, we have a bad mood, but always to think about this. But because the changes start from ourselves, everybody of us is has the responsibility for from the little change that will be the big change, like the butterfly effect. You know, the butterfly,
yes,
you know,
yes,
something like this. Yes, yes. Yes, I think this could be a good solution, starting with everybody like, I think this, really, I think this.
Okay, thank you very much. I really appreciate your presence in this session. And so you invite everybody to be open, and I hope we experience and start from ourselves. And thank you very much, Luigi, for coming and having this great session.
So thank you to you, Muhammad. It was a very nice for me to know some new person, I will say thank you. How you have to tell me how you can say thank you in Farsi now. You have to tell me this.
Okay, متشکرم.
Mochaikerem.
Yes.
Mochaikerem. Mochaikerem.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Mochaikerem. Thank you to you. Yes.
Thank you. And how to say thank you in Italy?
Grazie.
Grazie.
Grazie. Grazie. Grazie.
Yes, grazie.
And the last words, tell me, see you soon in Farsi. See you soon.
به زودی میبینمت. به زودی میبینمت. به زودی میبینمت.
Bezuti mi binabet.
Oh, very well.
Mezuti mi binabet.
Excellent.
Mochaikerem. Mochaikerem.
Oh, you did it very well. Grazie. Okay.